The Asian arowana is like the holy grail of arowana fish, and they're magnificent, they're beautiful, and it's the fact that they're illegal, like illegal things, it just makes you want it more, right? All right, so here's the deal. The Asian arowana is considered endangered, and it's protected by the U.S. Endangered Species Act. And essentially, we have this crazy, beautiful fish, illegal to keep here in the U.S., but the king of DIY essentially throws it in our face because he lives in Canada, and we have to look at his magnificent, beautiful fish on all of his videos. And essentially, there's just so much drama regarding the fact of why we can't keep them here in the U.S. If you're a member on the Monster Fish Keepers forum, you will constantly see someone trying to start a petition to make Asian arowana legal again. And it's kind of a comical thing that always goes on, and someone thinks they're gonna be a hero and we're gonna get these fish legalized by getting a petition signed, and maybe a couple hundred people sign the petition. But anyways, here's the drama regarding the issue. The Asian arowana is endangered, and it's the mere fact that the U.S. just doesn't want to deal with it. And a lot of people argue, well, 90% of arowanas that are desired in the industry are farm raised for their coloration, and they've been kind of hybridized and brought up to where they have better color. Same with the red arowana. And essentially, that means we don't want fish from the wild, and that's what the U.S. is worried about and why they're illegal. And there's so many different variables and arguments and sides, but essentially, it boils down to the U.S. doesn't want to screw with it because it's endangered, and I can kind of see that. I don't foresee anything happening. There's different variables here. Some people would say that there's an overage of arowanas because people aren't buying them, and they could release them from the farms back into natural habitat and bring up the numbers, and then the US would approve the bill. But then they would have to do like a new census or an analysis of how much fish are back in natural habitat, which is very unlikely, guys. I could talk about this for hours, but let's look at some more beautiful Asian arowanas, and just they've been illegal for a very long time, and it's probably not ever going to change. I should also say that a lot of people argue the fact that Asian arowana should be legal because when they come from the farms, they are tagged with an SSN number, meaning that the government could track back to where these fish came from. But I gotta say, in my personal opinion, if I was on the government side figuring this all out, that even though if the fish were tagged, what would happen is if there was a huge demand for these fish and these farms started to get low on supply, they would immediately start and go yank from natural habitat, and that would add to the idea of these fish being endangered, and that would become an issue. I think at the end of the day, when you look at the big picture of how the government would have to try and regulate bringing these fish in and how much of a nightmare it would be, and the fact that, let's not forget the fact that these fish are endangered because their natural habitat is being destructed, or however you want to look at it. Should people be able to keep endangered species? I honestly don't think so. Even though there is the fact that they are raised in farms at a huge scale, it's just, this is a weird argument. They've been illegal for a very long time. These fish are amazing, and so many people are so passionate about them that they're willing to make petitions to try and make these fish illegal. And people go to the White House and try and fight this. Like, it's crazy. If you get on Monster Fish Keepers, there's videos of people fighting this, making petitions, going to whitehouse.gov. Like, this is a crazy deal. I absolutely love the passion that people have for trying to keep these fish, essentially. But then the other side of me wonders that if a lot of us just want to keep the Asian arowana just because it's illegal. It's a lot like anything illegal. Speeding, using drugs. Like, for instance, marijuana is going to be legal in all 50 states within the next couple years, I would say. Is using marijuana, aka smoking weed, going to be as cool essentially when it's not illegal anymore? I don't think so. So is it are these fish super cool because they're illegal? Like, you got to ask yourself that. If they were illegal, would you still want an Asian arowana essentially? Hit up the comments, let me know what you guys think. All right, woo!